This is Holly. Holly is a dance dog. I had a question at my DWD Foundation class last night about developing targeting, especially something where you can't really obviously see where the end is. And it's actually fairly common for them to target places on the cane if you don't build the foundation. So it's like everything. You see the dogs that can do it and you think, wow, that looks easy, but a lot of foundation work and progressing in steps went in before that. So one of the things that you can do is you can use a tippet stick. So this is like a ball thrower. It's got a piece of food in it. She's targeting the piece of food. So the question was, well, what happens if they just keep knocking it and hitting the food out? I'm not getting their nose on the end of it. Well, you can manage that in a few ways. You can manage their position so that they're not jumping. So Holly's deaf, so I'm just going to hold her. So I've just put a little hand on her collar, or I'll put her in a sit, or I might put her in a position where she can't jump. Right? So I suppose she can jump from that position, but she's got, she understands that position. Or I can hold it up so high that that she can't reach it when she jumps. Now, she understands a look where it's not in reach. So I'll try some footage with Banjo with this soon. Be quiet, Banjo. But there you go. But you can try that, or you can try putting the food in something that it's less likely to knock out of. So this is just a bit of PVC pipe with one of the connectors in it. So it's a smaller gap, and you can potentially get them smaller than this. So if I put it in that, the dog's less likely to be able to nudge it out. It is a little bit more difficult to tip it out, but you can do that. So going for something smaller, or even starting with something that they actually can't get at. So this is just a tea strainer. So when she puts her nose on that, it doesn't matter how hard she knocks it, until I open it, she's not going to be able to get at it. So what we're working on here is the end piece. So I don't need something long when I'm trying to teach them to go on the end piece. Now when I get that they're understanding to go on the end piece, and then I start lengthening it away from me, that's when I can sometimes get the dog coming back in and nudging closer to my hand. So the strategy there is to start with something big and progress to something smaller, but also start close into your hand. So you've got a dog that has a hand target, I hope. If you haven't, let's please work on that. But you've got a hand target. So let's now move this into my hand. Right? So they've got the ball, they've got the hand. They're not going to go for the handle because the handle's against my arm. So then when I get them into the ball like that, I can gradually move that down out of my hand. I do say gradually. Remember that this dog has it. She doesn't need me to progress it down. And then I can gradually move out my legs, so that, because all through those steps, she's learned and understood to focus on the end piece. So then again, I go gradually smaller. So then, I go gradually smaller. So she's going to go on the end piece, and then I can start getting something that blends in more like my dance cane.